Hello everybody and welcome back to another fun-filled Stardew Valley video. On today's video we are back on over to Stardew Valley exploring some new kinds of mods. On our last modded video we ran over some of my favorite cottagecore themed mods to put on your Stardew Valley game, and today I wanted to go over another one of my favorite kind of mods to place in my games, and these are expansion mods. So these are any sort of mods that add to a big gameplay, a bigger map, extra areas in your buildings, different villages, all that sort of stuff. I was inspired to do this video by the wonderful Stardew Valley Expanded mod, which we will cover. I've been playing Stardew Valley since release, and Expanded was the only game for me that really is just pulling me back into it. There's so much gameplay to it, and it's not the only mod that can captivate your gameplay. Because of Expanded, I found so many more mods to install, and I wanted to share a huge list of some of my favorite with you guys. So I will be splitting all of these mods into 3 separate categories. We'll be starting off number 1 with the best kind of mods. These are all of our map related mods. So this is all of these expanded levels, all that sort of stuff. Anything to do with adding extra areas to the map, you will find in this category here. Second up, we have our villages and dialogue related mods. This is anything about adding extra villages in, anything to add with their dialogue, anything to expand what already is there in the base game. And lastly, we have got our buildings mods. These are either additional buildings or expanded versions of the buildings that we already have in game. These are some of my favorite mods. They can help out incredibly in your gameplay as well. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it does help me out quite a lot. I do also want to preface that all of these mods, except for one on this list, are all downloadable through Nexus Mods. It's a really simple downloading process. And also, this is a semi-official spoiler warning, I guess, especially for the villages and dialogue section. There are some segments there that do cover a little bit of the dialogue that happens after the 10 heart events or 8 heart events. So I guess this is your pre-phase warning. But without further ado, let us get into all of the mods that I have to show you guys today. Starting off with number 1, our maps category. And we're getting right on into it with our Ridgeside Village mod. Ridgeside Village is one of the bigger expanded mods to the game. This mod adds over 50 new NPCs, a new location, new items, new shops, new festivals, custom music, custom quests, and so much more. Out of the 50 new NPCs, it also has 14 new marriage candidates. There's over 15,000 lines of text and dialogue inside the mod, an exclusive world map, over 300 new events, and so much more. Even new saplings, utilities, services, and more. Ridgeside Village is an additional mod on top of your general vanilla gameplay. You essentially go up the stairs northeast of the bus stop and hop into the cable car and head onto the village. This is a really cool mod and a very popular mod as well. Definitely, this is my next expanded mod that I am dying to play, but one of the most recommended mods that I've ever come across. Second on our list, we have downtown Zuzu City. So something that gets mentioned quite a lot in Stardew Valley is this infamous Zuzu City. But have you ever wondered what the area is like? This expansion pack will bring you a fully explorable area of Zuzu City. Currently, at this stage, there are 40 locations accessible by buses, trains, or simply walking. These are locations like a Joja Mini Mart, Crossroads area, an oasis-like sanctuary, a Joja HQ, quaint cafes, a cave with loot, forest, train station, and so much more. 7 NPCs to befriend and marry, more food and other items, moving cars that will drive throughout the city, and secret puzzles hidden in the Zuzu sewers. As of right now, this one is in very early beta. Not areas are all going to be finished or fully fleshed out yet. This mod brings a real sense of progression with growing friendship, an ever-changing city, and even an opportunity for you to have your own impact. This is an incredible mod, and it's really cool to be able to finally go to Zuzu City. Third up on our list, we have the one, the only, the Stardew Valley Expanded mod. As I've said before, this is the reason why I'm making this video for you guys. Stardew Valley Expanded has been one of my favorite mods to play on so far. To be fair, it is my first proper big expanded map one, but I'm so in love with this mod. It's just so good. So Stardew Valley Expanded adds 27 new NPCs, 50 locations, 260 character events, 27 fish, separate reimagined areas, 2 farm maps, reimagined world reflecting all the changes, new music, questline, objects, crops, festivals, and so much more. This is probably one of the bigger mods as well, and there are additional mods that you can download to change like the sprites or add more things onto the expanded gameplay already. All of the characters have such incredible stories, and just when you think that there isn't anyone else to romance, someone else comes along. Definitely one of my most recommended mods that I have for you guys. Next up, we have the E-Scarp mod. This one was recommended to me while I was streaming over on Twitch one day, and I want this. E-Scarp is an expansion that adds in new NPCs, new locations, new fish, shops, special orders, and more. It does bring a list of brand new characters, and also, which some of them are in our list a little bit later on, does give you the option to download additional E-Scarp NPC characters. There are so many new events, so many new characters, and more, and just overall a really awesome mod. Next up, we have the Deep Woods mod. This is less of like a big map overhaul, and this adds an explorable forest to the secret woods. Please note that it is also a dangerous place here. It is meant to enhance the late game, so if you are going on your first day, probably wouldn't recommend it. Please note as well that this mod is currently, at the time of recording, still in beta. This is just another fun mod that adds some extra areas to your island. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite mods that I have already discussed in my last video, the Hot Spring Farm Cave mod. This is such a cute mod. This essentially adds a hot spring farm cave with waterfalls, vegetation, patches, and so much more in your little cave. You can decorate it as you will, and my favorite thing about it is that if I'm doing a full day at the farm, I can just go right on my farm and fulfill my entire energy without wasting anything. It is an awesome mod, such a cute little area, and so many opportunities to decorate. Next up, we have the Expanded Woods mod. So this is another mod to add onto the secret woods. It adds in a brand new area down at the bottom and more areas to get hardwood and find more forageables. Just a small note for this one, most of the mods you just have to pop into a folder into your game. This one requires you to replace a particular file in your game settings, so make sure that you're following all of the instructions when downloading this one. Really awesome mod, and like we all need more hardwood. Next up, we have the Adventurers Guild Expanded mod. So this is obviously an expansion for the Adventurers Guild, comes with brand new quests, 30 plus new story events, comes with new romanceable NPCs, and the ability to befriend and recruit a friendly monster to live on your farm. It does also come with things like some new crops, new decorations, weapons, and more. And out of the new NPCs, there are 2 romanceable NPCs. This is a really fun mod to add into your gameplay, especially if you enjoy mining and all of these sorts of Adventurers Guild based stuff. It just adds on more quests for you, and it's a really fun little mod. Coming in next, we have Duran's Rest mod. So this is an additional town to explore in Stardew Valley. This is a little bit of a fantasy related mod because it adds in a dwarven town. There are 7 new NPCs, 7 monsters, 6 fish, 8 crops, more recipes, weapons, new quests, new mines, and a brand new farm. It also comes with a really cool brewing system in the game, and overall just adds a really cool element of expansion into your original gameplay. I think the brewing part of this is probably my favorite overall. It looks like such a cool system. Gives you a new house to decorate and everything. A really awesome little mod. And last on our list of map expansion mods, we have the Ginger Island Extra Locations mod. Pretty much just what it sounds like. This one adds 9 new locations for Ginger Island, including combat and mining areas. If you are like me and enjoyed spending a lot of time in Ginger Island, this is a really awesome mod to add an expanded area to it, and definitely something I recommend. We are all done with the map expansion mods. Let's head on over to our villages and dialogue mods. Now, before we get into it, while there are a couple of mod recommendations here, there's not a huge amount. I have popped in the comments below the category list for villages, and this is for additional villages, and then dialogues for additional dialogues. So you can have a look there. There are so many different kinds of mods. I could literally make a 1-hour length video on all of the mods there. I've tried to keep it to a few that I think sound really interesting, and hopefully you enjoy these too. So first up on the list of our villages and dialogue mods, we have the Always Raining in the Valley custom NPCs for E-Scarp mod. This is a really cool NPC mini expansion mod that adds characters Sterling, Mia, and Henry into the game. Comes with 13 new recipes, events, and over 1,000 lines of dialogue. These characters look so cool. A quick little overview of the NPCs. Sterling is a 27-year-old man who just moved back to the valley after a disastrous streak at Zuzu City. He is briefly at home living with his cousin in hopes of turning over a new life and starting back up clean. Henry is Sterling's slightly younger cousin who works on a farm in Grampleton. While he did move away from home to live with Mia, he still wakes up bright and early every day to work on the family farm. He's a bit of a workaholic, this one, so I think he's got a really cool backstory. And lastly, we have Mia, Mia, who was a 26-year-old agronomist from Gala City, working a contract in Grampleton with a knack for gardening. She's a young woman with a straight head on her shoulders trying to navigate the complexities of her own gender identity. I really want to download this mod just to know all about their stories, and it seems like it's going to be an incredible mod to add so much more gameplay. Next up on the list we have Aspen, the new custom dateable. This just adds the one new NPC, Aspen. Aspen lives on her farm west of the railroads. She got screwed over with her Jojo's accident, preventing her from going home until they clear the path, but fortunately for her, Gus was nice enough to let her stay in the saloon till then. This mod adds in a new location, many hard events, and new dialogue as well. Aspen seems really cute and I can't wait to maybe download it and get to know her. Next up we have Luna, a stray in Stardew Valley. So the main focus for this mod is Luna. This is a girl with a secret past and claims to not come originally from our land, but instead from a place called Amui. She's also under the care and supervision of our bestie Rasmodius the Wizard. Just like with other characters, you get to find out her secrets through romance events, and it lays out a really immersive and beautiful story. Along with the story, you also get to meet Bianca and Raphael. They have the same contents as Luna, and you can pick which story arch to follow through. This mod gives us 4 custom interactable NPCs, 2 interactable NPCs, 7 anti-social NPCs, over 50 new events, a new town area, new forage items, crops, fish, and so much more. This seems like a really interesting mod and seems like it's got some cool story to it. Next up, we have the Farmer's Children's mod. Essentially, when you have kids in the game, they kind of just don't do anything. So this gives them the opportunity to actually grow up, go to school, and travel around Pelican Town. This mod works with Stardew Valley Expanded and Vanilla, and it's a really cool save to just make your kids do more than just sort of walk around the house. Definitely one I'm going to be installing when I finally have children in my game. Next up, we have Leilani. This is an NPC for Ridgeside Village. This is probably a mod I'd only recommend installing if you are playing Ridgeside Village. Stardew Valley has something of a missing mums problem, and this mod just adds in the character Leilani, who is Pika's wife and Kaihi's mother from Ridgeside. This one, of course, adds in some new portraits, events, and dialogue. And it's really cool to bring a little family together. Next up, we have the True Love Valley Dialogue Expansion Pack. This adds an average of 250 plus new lines of dialogue for each of the 12 marriage candidates in the base game of Stardew Valley to help you focus on your romantic relationship with all of the characters. As you do gain hearts with the marriage candidates, the dialogue in the pack grows more romantic and more intimate. The pack is meant to essentially make you feel like your relationship with your favorite candidate is thriving and personal instead of just the base sort of stuff they say. Yet again, this mod at the time of filming is currently still in beta and a work in progress. They haven't finished all of the dialogues for all of the characters, but they are working through it and they are doing a fantastic job. So definitely recommend downloading this one. Next up, we have the Platonic Partners and Friendships mod. This is a cool mod that provides a configuration option to choose marriage candidates you want a platonic relationship with, and it edits all of their romantic 8+ heart dialogue and events to be considered as a close friendship instead of a romance connection. The thing that I find cool about this is you don't have to go down the path of dating everyone to get all of the 10 heart events. You can still give them a bouquet, but when you have it set as just friends, it brings you guys as closer friends instead of as girlfriend and boyfriend. It's a really cool mod and gives you the opportunity to finally get those 10 heart events with everyone without feeling awful for like dating everyone. And lastly on our list, we have the Diverse Stardew Valley mod. Essentially, Diverse Stardew Valley is a mod that edits the villages of Pelican Town to add ethnic, cultural, gender identity, and body type diversity. This includes a full set of seasonal outfits for every character and the ability to choose between them or this vanilla variants. So this adds in brand new character variants, different clothes and outfits, more sprites. Also gives a cute service dog for Linus, which I thought was really sweet. A really awesome mod. We are done with the villages and dialogues part of this, and we're on to our final category, which is one of my favorite categories. We've got the buildings expansion mods. Starting off first, we have the Stardew Aquarium mod. This is a mod that adds an aquarium to Stardew Valley. Here you can donate your fish to animated tanks for rewards. It does include a large new beach location with some new custom shops as well. I think this is cute and it's real giving me museum Animal Crossing vibes. I'd be very excited to download this one and to donate all of my fish. It kind of feels like you have another achievement to do, which I think is really cool. Second on our list, we have the Creative Warehouse Shed. You'll probably notice there are lots of shed and greenhouse expansion mods here. They're very convenient, okay? So this is a mod, as you guessed it, it gives you a massive expansion to the shed. You can store a lot of stuff in here. And like, just look at this space, it's huge. There is no such thing as too many kegs with this mod. Next up on our list, we have the Sunset Garden Greenhouse mod. This is a really pretty mod that adds a couple of new levels to the greenhouse. It gives you some more space to plant crops, a space dedicated just for planting trees, and a little attic on the 4th floor where you can go to sleep for the night. A really, really cute expansion mod that definitely gives you more opportunity to have more crops. Next up, we have the Oasis Greenhouse mod. This is one of my favorite greenhouse mods. It gives you a field for crops, a garden for fruit trees, a wine cellar for all of your kegs, a sort of hidden basement cave with a minecart link, gives you a spa for energy regeneration. It's got so much space to plant crops and to decorate, and I think overall it's just a really, really cute little mod. Next up, we have the Seasonal Garden Farmhouse mod. This is the 2nd version. This is also one that I covered in my last Stardew mod video. This one gives you a larger farmhouse and cabin layout. It gives you seasonal views, a bathroom, and a small greenhouse as well. I think the coolest part about this is that it also adds a rooftop garden after the 2nd upgrade, and this serves as an additional farm and a travel hub. It just makes your little farmhouse so much bigger, and honestly, it's so convenient when you need it. A really, really awesome mod. Next up, we have the Farmhouse Basement mod. So this, as you guessed it, just adds a basement to your farmhouse. This now does come with a new cellar compatible bathroom, which also comes with a mirror for changing your character's appearance. There are 6 separate versions of this available. You have the original version, a restored version, then you have original and restored versions of the upper bathroom cellar compatible, and those ones with a working bathroom only if you don't plan on having a cellar. There are also variations with everything unchanged, ones with nurseries or empty nurseries, and this comes with the 2nd house upgrade. You don't have to be married for this one, and it just adds a nice extra bit of space. Now, we're coming close to the end here. Up next, we have Ellie's Ideal Greenhouse mod. So this is a mod that expands the greenhouse, of course, and it includes 3 options to choose from depending on your particular kind of playstyle. The first one you have is the Modest Greenhouse. You then have the Expanded Greenhouse, and lastly, you have the Spacious Greenhouse. So it's all really dependent on how much stuff you're wanting to plant. A really awesome mod, and I really like that it gives you the 3 different options to choose from. Next up, we have the Spacious Greenhouse mod. This is another really cute one. Of course, it's a bigger greenhouse. It comes with seasonal glass windows as well, which I thought was really cute. It does make it a little bit bigger to fit enough iridium sprinklers. And there's also a version of this one that has a cellar. However, casts will not work in the cellar. This is a really cute mod. I think I really like that the windows change with the seasons. That's a really cute little feature. And our last mod for this video is the Stardew Brewery mod. This is a really cool mod that adds a new building option to Robin, which is a brewery. This includes a large cellar where you can place casks on this one. This is a really, really cool mod, and this is someone's first mod, which is absolutely insane. I definitely really like the idea of having a separate space for a brewery, so definitely recommend downloading this mod. And that is it. That is all of my favorite expansion mods that I think you should download for Stardew Valley. I definitely want to say that with most of these mods as well, they're probably not best to partner up with them. Could you imagine an expanded Ridgeside Zuzu City? Like, just thinking of it is just going to be intense. I want to do it one day. I don't know when that day is going to be though. Thank you again so much guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any of these mods downloaded, and if not, which ones you're going to go download right now. And let me know what kind of mod list you would like to see next. Would you like to see someone for crops? Would you like to see a different kind of particular theme? Any recommendations, pop them in the comments below and I'll have a look through them. But on that note, I will catch all of you guys on my next video. Bye everybody.